Deep in ancient China, a powerful emperor lived in a palace so grand it was crafted entirely from delicate, priceless porcelain. His wealth was immense, but his magnificent home felt cold, and the emperor knew very little of the real world that existed just beyond his palace walls. Travelers from every corner of the globe would journey to admire his palace, yet in their books, they all agreed on one thing. The most beautiful treasure in the entire empire wasn't in the palace at all. It was a little nightingale that sang in the nearby woods. The emperor had never even heard of this bird. Furious that a simple creature could outshine his glorious palace, he summoned his chief courtier. "Find this nightingale," he commanded, "and bring it to me at once." The court was in chaos. No one had ever paid attention to a bird in the woods. Finally, after a desperate search, a humble kitchen maid, who heard the bird's song every evening, led the courtiers into the forest. There, on a branch, sat a small, plain, gray bird. The courtiers were unimpressed by its ordinary appearance. But then, the kitchen maid called its name, and the nightingale began to sing. Its melody was so pure, so full of emotion, that tears welled up in the emperor's eyes. This was true beauty. The emperor insisted the nightingale move into the palace. It was given a golden perch and a silk cushion. It sang for him daily, but you could tell it wasn't happy. It missed the freedom of the green woods and the rustling leaves. One day, a spectacular gift arrived from the Emperor of Japan. It was a mechanical nightingale, covered in diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. When you wound it up, it sang one of the real nightingale's songs with perfect precision, its tail glittering with gold and silver. The emperor and his court were utterly enchanted. This new bird was flawless. Its song never wavered, and it never grew tired. The real nightingale, feeling forgotten and ignored, quietly flew out the window and returned to the freedom of the forest. The emperor didn't even notice its absence. He much preferred the predictable, sparkling song of the mechanical bird. But after a year of constant use, its intricate clockwork gears began to wear down. Soon the jeweled bird could only sing its tune once a year. 5 long, quiet years went by. The emperor became gravely ill and was on his deathbed. A grim figure, death itself, sat on his chest, weighing him down. The emperor, weak and desperate, tried to call for his mechanical bird, but it was broken, and no one was there to wind it. He was alone, facing the end. But then, a soft, sweet song floated in through the open window. It was the real nightingale. It had heard of the emperor's suffering and had returned. It sang of the simple, quiet beauty of life, the things the emperor had long forgotten. Death was so moved by the heartbreakingly beautiful melody that he released his grip and vanished. The emperor recovered, his heart filled with a profound understanding. He had made a terrible mistake. He begged the nightingale to stay with him forever. "I cannot live in a cage," the nightingale replied gently, "but I will come and sing for you when I choose. I will sing of the happiness and the sadness of your people, the things that are hidden from your court. But you must promise to keep my visits a secret." The emperor promised. He ruled with a newfound wisdom, learning to cherish the real, imperfect, living beauty of the world over cold, flawless imitations. This timeless story teaches us that true, authentic beauty will always be more valuable than any perfect, artificial creation. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales that make you think. See you next time.